Yo, what's up, y'all? This is the famous homie Ronnie Howard here, PolitiKan Broadcasting. We here again on a Tuesday doing our interviews. Make sure you guys go ahead and follow, subscribe, like our YouTube channel, PolitiKan Broadcasting. Go ahead and look at our blog, thepolitikinforum.com. Check us on all audio platforms, PolitiKan Radio, where you will find the Higher Learning Podcast. And our guest for today, my man, Patrick Neal.
Patrick Neal or Sub-Zero, either way you want to call him, man. We out here trying to be social. I'm going to take this shit off, though, because, you know, man, it's like we just trying to be healthy out here, man. I'm glad to be here, man.
Yes, sir.
With my guy over here.
Yes.
Just glad to be here, man. So let's get it popping.
Man, let's get it popping, man. I've been seeing you everywhere, man. I swear, like, before I met you, I know I seen your face on a couple of things. I just couldn't put the name to it. Then when I finally seen you, I'm like, I know I done seen this dude everywhere, man. So, like, man, being a comedian, man, I always want to know, how did you start, like, first of all, how did you start being a comedian? Like, what started you being on this path?
When I was a kid, man, it's funny. Like, when I was a child, I would always try to make people laugh.
Yeah.
Even as a kid. I mean, man, it was crazy. Like
when you was a little
kid. And I didn't know what was wrong with me. You know, I just was, this is what my energy was.
Right,
my personality.
Right.
So I would be taking pictures, and my mother would take pictures. I have siblings too. Yeah. And I'd always be cross-eyed just on the picture. Only when the picture come on, I just do it like, and I do shit like that. My mom would take the picture and be like, why you keep taking this picture? And I'm like, I don't know, you know what I'm saying? Just try to laugh, right? Just having fun. Right. So I try to be, you know, when I was at home, I figured out how seeing smiles on people's faces. I had an afro.
Yeah.
I cut a patch in my head. And this wasn't funny because I got my ass whooped. I'm at the school called Busy Bee, and I cut my hair. Mm-hmm. And my brother was like, he came to the thing, and I was like, Herm. He's like, look. He's like, oh shit. So when I get down, my mom, I'm trying to hide my stuff. Man. I got a whipping from my mom and my dad. I don't know. See, back in the day, we got whippings for everybody. No reason. That stuff that you just laugh at, right?
Right.
We got
a whipping for that?
No, man. That's why I'm fucked up today.
Right. Get your ass whooped for everything.
No,
your elbow, come here.
Yeah, it don't make sense, man. We like white people be like, they'll come and talk to their kids.
Right.
You know,
okay, Johnny?
And he be like, fuck you, Mark. We couldn't do that shit.
Then we get that F out, man.
Yeah, easy. And that's what I think. But I started when I was a child, and I figured out how funny I was. But I went into singing because I have a natural singing voice.
Yeah, you do. I seen that,
bro.
Yeah.
So I did a lot. I was in the music game for a long time.
Damn, really?
Opened up for a lot of people
before coming.
Opened up for a lot of cats. In the studio with TLC, in the studio with. I went to Atlanta, lived in Atlanta for a little bit. I was in the studio with all kind of people, man. I don't like the name drop, but I used to do a lot of writing, and I did something for their movie. I was doing something with them for their movie when they did their movie, some background stuff with them.
Right.
But I just, you know, I was in the studio. I was at Dallas Austin Studios out there. Actually was about to be signed by Sony and Def Jam. Had deals on the table. Warren G was supposed to be my producer at the time. And I didn't take the deal. It was kind of crazy because I was my own manager.
Right.
So I made a lot of different mistakes, a lot of decisions that I didn't make, but I still do the music sometimes.
Right. So which one do you like better, comedy or music?
Man, to me, both of them are, you know, 100.
Right.
You know, I actually got love for music so much because my mother, she raised us in the church singing.
Like all of us start off in church.
Raised in church.
Right. Little pastor's choir, the choir, all that.
Choir,
praise and worship.
Yeah. Me and my brother and sisters had a group. We were sung all over every church. We went out of town. They sang their ass off too.
So y'all out of LA?
Yeah, out of LA. But we grew up in Gardena.
Nice.
And but we started off with that, and then I kind of based off and started writing music. You know, I started getting into the women and the love songs. And my dad would always say that. This is kind of dating me too, because he was like, you know, Patrick don't like church music. This is how he thought. Patrick don't like church music. He like that Brian McKnight. I'm like, Patrick know he ain't the only nigga that sing R&B, but he's like, that's the only thing. Like, he like that Brian McKnight. He don't like church music. He like Brian McKnight.
Brian McKnight out of all people.
Out of all people. And Brian cool. Brian got skills. He was, you know, singing all that.
He's mild though. He's not raunchy or nothing.
He's not raunchy.
You know what I'm saying?
But that's how, you know, church. My dad is like kind of like a pastor, but he's not a pastor. And my mother, she's like Jesus. And she was, if you saw Jesus, she's Jesus. Like, she loved Jesus so much, and that's good. Cause she prayed for me all my life.
My mom's the same way.
They love God, and they want us out of. They really don't like me for being entertainment because they like so protective.
Exactly. Man, you got a similar story as mine. I was born in Gardena. My mom was, like you say, like Jesus, church. That's I can relate to that, man.
Man.
So I know it had to be a struggle, kind of like stepping into yourself, being raised in the church, right? Because you were raised a certain way with certain principles, and this is wrong. This is the devil's workshop. This is the devil's world. You know what I'm saying? Like, how were you able to rise above that? Because it was hard for me to make that transition.
Well, it was tough because I had, man, you don't get me crying on here, man. Every type of session. I thought we was talking about no, but I grew up I played ball at a high level, like basketball. I was nice.
What too?
Nice with it. My boy's sick with it. I don't know if you know him.
Yeah, sick
my
with
big bro.
Pasadena, right?
Yep. That's my big bro. I learned a lot from him. We played against each other. I walked on to El Camino College because our school didn't have scouts.
Yeah.
And me and my brother could have went straight out of high school. That's how dope he was. Damn. And I went to college and I walked on and I was still at my parents. And my parents was like, we couldn't play because I was raised Seventh-day Adventist. Friday night, Saturday, Sunday, we couldn't play no games. All those games were, even the traveling team. We played a traveling team when we was kids. We killed the traveling team. The coaches would call our house. We couldn't play on Friday night. I would cry like a little baby.
Hell yeah.
And then I get to school and try to go to Gardena High. My mom didn't want me to go because I wanted to get scouted.
Right.
I walked on El Camino, couldn't play there because we missed a couple of the games. Then Cal State LA wanted me. It was D2. I went in there with this dude named Quincy Stinson, hell of a baller. I had got him. I was playing with him the whole week just to kind of check out his game.
Yeah.
And when I played in front of the coach, I got him real good. And the coach just called me over and said, "Hey man, you got all your units?"
Right.
And I was like, "Nah." But and I was D2, like I was gonna walk onto D2.
Right.
So my game was always tight, and I played a little pro ball. But it kind of affected me in that sense, going back to not being able to do it. Not the fact of just knowing who God is, because that's spiritual and that's your own walk.
Of course. Yeah.
What parents don't know is your own walk with God is different from theirs. Yeah.
Right.
And your life, where you're supposed to go in your life, is totally different from where their life is. Like you have a purpose that you're supposed to touch different people, and if you have a relationship with God, He's going to lead you to the right people.
Right.
What our parents was, they lived by a book, a program.
Yes.
The Bible is real, but the program that they put programmed.
Yes.
So they try to program you with the same thing. So you can't really blame them.
Yeah.
My parents went through a lot of hurt. They had big families, 16 on my dad's side, 14 on my mom's side.
Damn.
So they was fucked.
Yeah, big fuck.
My grandma was like this. Hold on, let me put the baby.
Let me put the baby down.
Come on, man. I talk about it all the time.
Come on, wait no 6 weeks.
Wait
no 6 weeks.
My granddaddy he put it down. I tell women all the time, look, if you fucking with me, look, you
good luck. Get up in a wheelchair.
You go, look, I go all on. I can't stop. It's in my jeans. This how I walk around. It's like I can't. So if you get anywhere near me, you might get fucked.
Stay over there.
But going back to just being, that environment of our lives, man, even you understanding it, is just finding a way to say, hey, my parents went through a certain thing. I got to figure out life for myself.
Yes.
I got to figure out who God is for myself, because we all figure out God through our circumstances and what happened to us.
Facts.
Him first, everything is possible. Without Him, you go through a lot of bumping into walls. You get to the wrong people. You get around the wrong people.
Mm-hmm.
God gives you so much clarity on things in life when you grow with Him.
Right.
And it's a beautiful thing without all the stuff that they say, you can't do this,
right.
You can't do that,
right.
You can't do that. All that in your head is just pretty much, because you're going to hell if you do this. You're going to hell if you do that.
That's everything you're going to hell for.
You
look over there, you're going to hell. Like,
that's not life, and that's not living.
It's not living.
We're not living.
It's fear.
That's
fear is not of God.
That's not of God.
So that element is not part of God, because fear is not of God. Don't get me started.
Come on, man. Let me put my head. Come on,
they don't want me to start.
Man, my man even know. He's saying this. He knows what's going on.
You feel me? You know what I'm saying?
It's all about understanding who you are as a person, because we all growing.
Right.
Like your growth And to me, I'm a laborer, and people don't really understand. That's why you see me with a lot of celebs and pictures on I help a lot of people.
Right.
And I have no hate of what you're doing. I love what you're doing.
Yes.
If you're doing the same thing I'm doing, I want you to get where you
rise.
Because I want to say, that's my dude.
Exactly. That's my dude.
You see my boy, he killed.
I love it. I love doing that.
That's who we are, and that's what happens in our culture that we need to change.
We need more of it.
We need more of love. Because see, we got the whites, the Asians, the Koreans. They don't talk dirty about each other.
No, they don't.
On camera. They may be off.
Maybe at home or some shit at the dinner table.
Right. Some other,
publicly.
They not gonna do. We do our people wrong.
On camera.
On camera. Anything.
On camera.
Talk about him.
Right.
He ain't shit.
Right.
I ain't do this shit. You want to fight him. You want to shoot him. If you imagine we came together, which they don't want to hear that. They don't want to hear that because if we do that, it's a wrap.
We're a gang though. If we do that, they're gonna start labeling us. So imagine if niggas stop fighting, if niggas start doing all this shit and come together.
Start reading.
Right. Start reading. Turn off the damn TV. You know what I'm saying? Educate yourself. You know what I mean?
Because if I educate myself, I'm able to have a conversation with you.
Yeah.
When we disagree.
Right.
Not want to fight.
Not want to fight. We could chop it up.
That's pride. That's ego.
Right.
If I don't have a disagreement, okay, cool, hey man. So you feel that way, I feel this way.
Right.
Love.
Man.
Respect, man.
Another perspective helps shape your perspective.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying?
You speaking like Malcolm, what's my brother Malcolm? Not Malcolm X, but my man Farrakhan. And the Lord, that's the nation. Indication of all the nations. All my brothers and sisters. You go from high to low. And the fascination of indications. My sisters. Boy, I love some Farrakhan. Farrakhan, he laid it down. He laid it down. Yeah, I love
Farrakhan.
And Smooth, too, got the little, you know what I'm saying?
Man, shout out to Farrakhan.
Farrakhan. He tried to help us a lot.
He did, man. He did whatever he could, man. Regardless if you agree with his teachings or his beliefs, none of that shit matters. Right. I'm looking at the man. Before I look at, the teachings and beliefs.
He tried to give you the seeds. He plants the seeds a lot.
Right.
And gives you information.
Yeah, exactly.
I can give you information, don't mean you're going to take it.
I can lead you to the water, but you ain't going to drink it. More than likely. I can't force your neck down there to make you drink out the damn water.
And that'd be called assault.
I'm going to jail for trying to better you. See? Man, I ain't going to jail trying to better you.
We can't do that.
Right.
We try to help people.
We trying to help people grow, man.
That's it.
So this is a little shock question for you. If you know those comedy roasts where you got the comedian on stage and you got 4 or 5 people roasting them. So if they had to do a Patrick Neal roast, what 5 comedians would you want roasting you that you would have a good time roasting you? Any comedian.
I really don't like to be roasted. Because roasting you can hold like it fuck me up.
Right.
But if it was, since these dudes are super hilarious at roasting, that's not my super strength. I'm good.
Right.
I'm at it.
But it's not
I'm
just
just
super
funny.
strength.
I'm funny, I'm physical, but I'm good at it.
Yeah.
But that's not my strength. Like Kevin Hart is dope at that.
Right.
I definitely would love Kevin to do it because Kevin is hilarious.
Yes.
Especially when it comes to just witty that quick.
Right.
It's another dude, I forget what's his white dude. Chris Spencer's dope. I don't know if you know Chris Spencer.
I know Chris Spencer. He used to be on channel what's that show? Hold on.
He had his own show.
He had his own show. I know his face. I know he was on Low Down Dirty Shame.
Yeah.
So I know he's.
So that's Big Bro. I used to do shows with him over at Savoy.
Mm-hmm.
He's real good at it. He's witty. He writes for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's this white guy. I forget his name, man. It's three other white dudes that are really hilarious and they on point. I just can't remember their name.
Right.
They just dope though.
Yeah.
They beyond like. It's a level of comedy.
Yeah, definitely.
And even me seeing myself in the space of comedians.
Right.
Because I don't feel like we're in competition. I'm not in competition with anybody.
You don't have to be.
But everybody has their different thing that they're dope at.
Right.
And they're amazing. Like Dave Chappelle's a great storyteller.
Yes.
And he's going to give you some meat in there, some substance.
He's going to teach you some
stuff.
Politics.
And you're going to laugh at yourself. And that's an art.
Right.
That's something that you got to show respect for. Chris Rock the same way.
Right.
Kevin is a great storyteller. Kevin is more physical like me though.
Right.
He has physicality.
Right.
It's a lot of great comedians that have, just, and there's some people that are just super raw. Like, I don't know if you remember Patrice O'Neal.
I know Patrice O'Neal. Yeah.
Patrice O'Neal, before he was gone, he was taking off.
Yeah, definitely.
Just a brilliant at talking about things that happen in his life.
Paul Mooney.
Yeah, not giving a fuck. Just talking, but being having charisma at the same time.
Right. We swag.
No, it's a beauty when you look at the comics, because there's a lot of people that people think I admire a lot, but I really don't watch.
Right.
I watch some stuff like Eddie. I just watch some comedians that people don't even know. Like, if it pertains to how I do comedy, that's what I watch.
Right.
Nothing. No disrespect to the other comedians.
Right.
It's just that's
you
just
don't
not
catch
my
your
style.
eye. Yeah.
And I don't really like to do the pussy jokes, the dick jokes. I got so many different comedy jokes. I don't even have to curse.
You don't gotta
I
curse.
do curse sometimes,
but you don't have to.
I don't have to.
Right.
I can do church.
Clean comedy if you want. Yeah.
And that's when you know you're a comedian, because you're making people laugh without.
Yeah.
This is how I really knew I was funny. I don't want to talk too long, but this is how I really knew I was funny. It was I did this man crusade. It was like a man crusade. It was just nothing but males and the pastor, and it was, I think it was like 1,000 to 2,000 people.
Damn.
It was nothing but dudes. and I it was a Christian joint.
Right.
But I had them
rolling.
And I said to myself, "Oh, I'm a funny motherfucker."
Right.
Because it ain't no. Buddies looking at you like, hey, say something.
I dare you. I'm just saying.
I know I got Jesus in my heart, but nigga, let me see how funny y'all.
See you in the back, nigga.
Right. So and my whole crowd is women.
Right.
That's my fan base. Women has always been my fan base.
Right.
You see me around, I have beautiful women around me.
Yes.
If they at my party, it's just, that's who I am. That's what I love.
You more.
Come on, man.
I need to be around you more.
Hey, as long as you got good vibes, we good. That's all I care about. You good. You got good vibes. That's why I don't really hang with a lot of dudes.
Right.
Period.
Yeah.
I only got my brother and my other homie. Young is my brother, and it's just like, if you got vibes, cool vibes, man, it's cool, because you don't want to mess up the vibes with the women. The women are gonna be the women. You just let them be.
Regardless.
Let them have fun and enjoy themselves. And as long as you got drinks and fun and having a good time, they gonna have a good time.
You got some guys you can bring around you that will literally talk themselves out of
it.
Like,
I've done that before in my life. I talk too much goddamn, especially on the text, and I'm sitting paragraphs and shit. Like, what the fuck is? They just start talking. They're like, I'm supposed to say all that shit. Why you doing my part? I just like to talk. I'm a conversationalist.
You try to recover it. That's
it. Once you said that goddamn paragraph, they be like, okay, this nigga's
tripping, man. He weird.
He's weird.
Trying to block you and all that.
Because it's a game. It's a game in Texas, man. We don't even know the game in Texas. You got to be smart.
You got to be smart.
And I didn't know this until later, because I'm a conversationalist. I love to talk. I love to have communication.
Right.
Stimulate a chick's brain.
Right.
But in the text sense, you send one text off, maybe 3 words. They gonna wait to see how fucking crazy you are. They gonna say, "Hey, how you doing?" And then you say, "Oh, I'm good." Then they gonna wait for like 2 hours to see if you that motherfucker that does, "Hey, what's going on? I just text you." They can be like, "Gotcha."
Block.
And you gotta be aware.
You gotta be aware.
You gotta understand the female's thinking.
You're right. Think like them.
Understand them. Understand what's going on. They hit you with some stuff. Just say 2 words.
Right.
I'm just chilling. I got shit to do.
Right.
Even if you playing Nintendo, I don't care what you do.
You can't be too available, right?
You can't be available at all.
That's gonna be a problem.
It's a problem.
Like, why this nigga always available?
It's a problem.
I'll text him and he shoot right back.
You gotta give it 5 minutes.
5 minutes, 10 minutes. Right.
At least. Oh, I'm sorry, I was in a meeting.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm sorry, I was doing something. Because there's too much. A female shows you that you love. Just like you said, you could talk your way out of the pussy.
Right.
A female could show you how much she care about you. She already got you. She already know what she want to do.
Facts.
She knows she want to do.
She knows.
Period.
They know that right away.
They know that right away. Yeah. Look at you. You can see it in their eyes. Now it's up to you to shut the fuck up
and get it. Unless you ain't gonna get it.
Just shut the fuck up. Don't say, because I done said some stuff that talk. I done talked myself out of stuff. Sure. I'd had a girl, and this is something to me that I fucked up. This girl should have been my girlfriend.
Damn.
But I messed up because I was talking shit. And I was just talking to her, because when I get close to a chick, and I know that it's gonna be cool, I hate to fall in love like that.
Yeah.
So I say something stupid.
And fuck it off.
Yeah, and that's my
subconsciously fucking it off.
Yeah, on purpose. Because I'm like, this is
uncomfortable. Like, I don't want this shit.
That's how I do.
Yeah,
it was one girl, and I ain't gonna say her name, but we have a great like just relationship, hang out with each other. And she had got a fiance, and I was like, man, I should have never said that in the car. Because it was, our vibes are so cool when we hang out.
Right.
You can't mess up certain things with women that you have like that. It was like, and it's just like the same when I see her now. It's just not the same. Because I said some stupid shit. I was like, yeah, if a guy wants to have any girl he wants, you should be able to fuck her. And I mean, it's true. I've said that before to women, but I should have never said that to her because that's somebody that I really enjoy being around. That's with somebody you playing around with or you're having a good time playing with somebody.
Right.
And they understand both levels of that.
Right.
But not when you're trying to rock with somebody. And it didn't work well. And it's all good. On to the next. You got to figure life out. Life just keep moving. You know what I'm saying? If it's supposed to be, it's going to be anyway.
To that, I'm going to ask you a question. So do you believe that monogamy is actually real, or was it a forced and learned practice? Because so many men struggle with being faithful. Women too, but a lot of men since the beginning of time struggle with being faithful and not coveting the next thing. David was killing niggas to fuck their wives. You know what I'm saying? Father Abraham had many sons. He didn't have one baby mama. Like, come on, like, so monogamy, men struggle with monogamy. So a woman is so quick to write a man off because he cheated, because he broke the monogamous agreement, in saying he's a bad man. So you believe you're a bad person because you cheat?
I don't think the problem with, I think us as grown men and grown women.
Yeah.
We're not talking about kids.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I've never had no problem. I could tell a woman I got two. I mean, I don't want to go through my sex life. I got three. All the little threesomes, whatever.
Right.
What happens is when you get in a relationship, and this is for the help of all these people that are going through all kind of shit. Your relationship, I am a person that can help you. I'm an advisor that can help you. I can give you advice. What happens is people get in relationships. They become loving with each other, but they don't tell each other what's going on. As a grown woman, as a grown man,
yes,
I could say to my woman and say, look, baby, I want this girl, I like this girl over here, and I love you, I want to be with you.
Right.
But can I, just like D-Ray the homie,
D-Ray, I love
they keep saying that he can't do this, he can't, man, fuck that. Man, do what he want to do.
Right.
It's who you do, it's who you are.
Right.
That's your laws of attraction. It only comes to you because of who you are. Most dudes don't understand that, but I understand D-Ray because I can do that.
Right.
It's not like, it's mentally, it's your attraction,
right, and
to the persons and the people that you're around it, and they believe that, and they, in a sense, if you can keep that level. But when you try to sneak around, and that's different because you it's like anything. It's like going into a fight and you have loyalty, and you see your boy on your left side. You're like, I know he got my back.
Right, right.
You go in the room and you look back, your homie's gone.
Gone.
But that ain't the way y'all agreed on.
Right,
like,
right.
Man, I'm your dog, you my dog. We going here. I know it's 5 of them.
Right.
Hey, let's try to make this happen. If we can get in there, get it in, get it out, let's bounce.
Right.
What happens is, you said to this woman, this is what happened with women. You said to her that you're my girl, I'm your man.
Right.
And we're connected. I'm not doing nothing.
Right. Right.
2 years in, it's a great time because that's a great time of you 2 years in. That's still love.
That's honeymoon stage.
That's still like
you have to see each other. You
exactly. Roses and petals.
All that shit.
And you having a good time.
Yeah.
3rd, 4th year, you having some situations where you're going through certain stuff because it's two different things.
Right.
Guys get tired because they say, hey, man, I want. I start playing with this one. It ain't so much that a guy really wants to be with that chick. He just want to fuck somebody else.
That's it.
Women, though, if they fuck somebody
emotional,
else, they love them. They like that dude.
Exactly.
Because it takes a lot for a woman to give up that to do that.
Exactly.
She likes to do it. So that's why it hurts dudes so much.
Because they know there's something in there. We could literally fuck somebody and then the next day be like, I'm
cool.
I can block them. Like, I'm
cool.
straight.
I'm cool. And going back to the relationship thing, I think that's everybody's decision.
Yeah.
Because it's more women than guys, but at the same time, if you with somebody that's solid, would you want them to do the same thing? Or
it's true.
And if y'all can't have that conversation to where because man, we always looking, we always see something.
We never gonna stop.
Yeah, and it's all about discipline. If you want to discipline yourself, you find a woman that's through God and And that's the relationship thing. It's from God.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
if you don't have that connection,
then you ain't gonna have it at all.
It ain't gonna stay the way it is. It's gonna lose value.
Right.
It's gonna lose substance.
Right.
And you gotta be on point. You gotta understand that. And for every male, because I don't like to fuck everything. I don't know about everybody.
Nah,
That's another thing. Sex is an energy thing.
Yes, absolutely.
You're taking from her. She's taking
from you. Fluids are being exchanged. Bodily fluids. Spirits are being interchanged. So you're getting spirits on you. She getting spirits on her.
And if she got some issues, you don't know why you doing this through the day.
You done inherited
that twitching like the fuck is. I ain't used to twitch. This shit is the fuck is that? You the fuck one chick. You got to go through the line. Which one?
Got me twitching this shit. I start thinking like
you got to go through the line and see who was the one that made you do this shit. They like, what's wrong with you? So I don't know.
Fuck man, shit,
fuck
man.
some chick that did
this. I start doing that.
You don't go.
Damn, that's true.
I'm gonna tell you for real. I started crying one time, bro, and I kept crying. You know why I was crying? A female that I smashed had some emotional shit that was going on in her, and your tears just keep coming down my face every night or something. And I'm like, you can't explain it because you gotta understand we're spirits.
Right. Facts.
And I tell dudes all the time, I don't fuck everything.
Nah, you can't.
If anything, I only have 2 or 3 that I'm really solid with. I don't go past that. I don't no randoms.
Right.
Ain't jumping in the bathroom randoms. I don't care how fine you look.
No.
Ain't no randoms.
No.
I love myself. I don't want no goddamn stuff. Don't bring me your package.
No.
I don't want your packages.
Right.
I love myself.
Right.
So I take care of myself.
Right.
And you got to be careful. So I tell dudes all the time, y'all fuck everything, bro. How can you just continue?
Eating everything.
That's not even discipline. That's not something that you saying to yourself, I know who I am.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Because if you take everything, that means you don't stand for nothing.
Right. You don't stand for nothing.
You just, okay, she giving it to me.
I'll just take it.
I turn stuff down myself.
All the time.
No, I don't want it. I don't care how fine you are.
Right.
How you gonna turn me down?
Like that.
Because I just did.
Right.
I'm not all the other dudes that be flexing off of you because, and that's the thing
That's
with
what
women.
separates you.
That's what women, they think because they look so great.
Good,
And that's fine. I mean, you do look
right.
good. But it's other things that I see that's why I didn't make that decision. Yeah. Because the way you act and the way you talk, the way you say things.
Right.
Because I peep everything.
Right.
And I wasn't like that at first. As a child growing
learn.
up, I went through trial and error. Just because, she following me. Nah, it's a messed up thing when you have bad energy around you.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it could. You may not think it's messing with your spirit, but it's messing with your spirit.
Sure.
I done had some situations like that. Ex-girlfriends, like this energy's not right.
Right.
And I'm a great energy guy. You see, when I come up, this is how I am all day, every day.
Every time.
I'm with my family like this. That boy crazy.
Right.
Because I want, even when I'm feeling sad, I still try to give off great energy.
Right.
And when you're having sex with a person, you gotta just be careful. That's the whole thing. Because there's energy, spirits entwined.
Right.
And you might just end up twitching.
Have you ever fucked with the dating apps?
No, you know what, man? I can't fool with the day apps. My boy does that. He do that real good. I just can't do it. Because that goes down again. My text game is fucked up. I'm up and close person. I'm learning text.
Right, learning text.
I just learned all that stuff this past year. I just learned. One of my big homies was like, "That's why you fucking up." Because you're texting. Because I got so many bad girls in my phone. Yeah. I just don't know what to say when you see me.
Right.
I'm an up close and personal person. Right. I can't be on the phone unless we conversating. We on the phone, we talking.
Do that.
But the texting, I can't do. I'm good at it now. I'm way better at it now.
Shit is so misconstrued texting.
Because you can't hear a person.
There's no expression. There's no tone. Like we was talking off camera about the tones. Your tone on it, you could say something simple as, "Damn girl, you pretty and your ass is beautiful." Mm-hmm. But the text, they'll hear you say it like that in your head, but they'll hear it like this. "Damn, bitch, you fine and your ass is so big, nothing else matters."
Right.
You was like, that's not even what I meant. All I meant was you were sexy. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and you got to be careful with the ass taking.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm talking about their bodies first.
Exactly.
Like if you know that's the girl, because some people are they secure. Some women are secure. And you can say, "Hey, girl," I say different stuff. Like, man, I like that bubble, girl. Got a little bubble going on.
Got a little bubble, make them feel a little fucking laugh about it.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I see them bubbles, you know what I'm saying? They get to laughing.
Yeah.
My thing is to make people laugh, make females laugh. They love to laugh.
Right.
And not only that, if you you understand women, man, there's few women that care about you.
Yes.
There's
That really care about you.
Right. So this is some real shit. I'm going back to this and some advice to everybody. Look,
yes.
Chris Rock said this. And I didn't understand this until I got into a relationship. And I went through some stuff. He said, women, babies, and pets are unconditionally loved. A male is only unconditionally loved by what he provides. Let's do it again. Women,
say it again.
Babies, and pets
are
all unconditionally loved. A man is only unconditionally loved by what he provides. So that means, see, a woman is always wanting. Like what you do for her, what can you do for me?
Right.
There's only few women I've ever met probably want to do something for you or ask how you doing. You know?
It's always about them.
It's about them.
Right.
So when a man is always, he's an unconditional lover.
Right. If
a man finds a woman that really knows that fucks with him, he's not going to do bad things.
Right.
Because even he's in a relationship, he knows that woman really doesn't like him, even though they're together.
Right.
He knows that woman doesn't really mess with him that much.
Yeah.
That's why he goes down and does what he does.
Right.
Because when he got a solid one, a smart man, I'm not saying the person that's
a smart man.
If you got a smart man, you got a solid one.
Right.
You ain't doing that because you know this woman got your back. She doing this, she doing this, she doing this, she helping you, she doing this, and she's got you, and it's unconditional.
Right.
There's very few women. Your mom unconditionally loves you.
Yes. No matter what you do, you can murder somebody tomorrow. Mama gonna be right there praying you at court.
Your mother.
Yes.
That's the only woman in life that will really unconditionally love you.
Right.
They the closest one to God. You know that, right?
Yes, I agree.
That's the voice of God.
Yes, your mom.
Your mother is the closest to God.
Right.
I can hear my mother say something to me, and it sound like God said it to me.
Right, exactly.
Patrick, don't go there.
Yeah,
I'm like, my shit just do like this. I'm like, okay.
All right. Start walking the other way for no reason. Like, okay, I'm going to turn around.
They the closest to God. You imagine you lived in 9 months in the stomach of life.
Right. Growing. From this to this.
And we as males, we are life.
Right.
They carry life. We got life in us.
Right.
They can't do nothing without our seed.
Right.
So that's what happens sometimes when you're out here and you're having sex, you're letting off life into people. That's why you get drained.
Right.
You walking around drained.
Right.
Because you let out a lot of life.
Exactly.
We're pushing out life when they carry life.
That's crazy when you think about it.
That's why you got to be careful in how you let out and who you're having sex with.
Right.
And energy. That's why you see sometimes you can't be successful in life because there's a lot of things holding you down.
Right.
You letting out too much life and your focus is out.
Right.
It's somewhere else.
Right.
And a lot of people don't understand this. They just don't. They don't have the
mindset.
Nobody taught them.
Nobody taught them. That's what it is. That's what it is.
That's why we're having a lot of issues, even with our health.
Right.
Our mental health. And I don't want to get too serious, but a lot of stuff Antonio Brown, like people want to talk about him.
Right.
That's not funny, bro.
It's not.
The dude is going through some stuff.
Clearly.
Anytime you throw you get millions of dollars, okay? You throw your pads, your shirt,
your helmet,
and you wave to the
all right, guys.
You know, Leo.
What's going on right here?
Something going on.
Are you straight, dog?
This is not cool.
That's not normal.
That's not. And you gotta pray for that man. I'm not
Instead
into
of laughing at him.
Thank you. Because I understand there's something else going on. He's going through a lot of issues. Even if you had a problem, say they were saying that he had 8 catches to get his 300.
To get his million.
Even
bonus.
then,
that's still off to do that.
We could go into after the game. Hey guys, let's have a talk.
Right.
If you guys can continue to just kind of not pass me the ball, I'm not going to come to the next game.
Right. Exactly.
Now it's behind closed doors.
Exactly.
I don't have to make a fool like a national television. That's a temper tantrum. That's what childs do. That's what children do. Children do. And I have to learn myself. Sometimes I do stuff and I be like, that was childish.
Right.
And you catch yourself. You catch yourself and you know it's childish because a man does a man things. He does man. It's not about money being a man.
Right.
And protection. That's what women don't understand.
Right.
A man makes decisions the right way. He does the right thing.
Right.
He pays attention even when he's in pain. He doesn't make excuses.
For sure.
He just
keeps going.
Keeps going.
We taught to be strong. We start to not talk to not cry. Taught to not be emotional. taught to bottle all that shit up and keep going. Tie up your boots and keep going.
That's it.
But then that could damage us in the long run as well.
Damage. But see, I'm a man. I cry.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
I cry. I don't cry like a pussy cry.
Right. It's levels of crying.
Yeah, it's levels. I don't cry like something happened. I don't ever cry like real stuff. Like maybe if my brother do something and I feel a certain way emotion, but it's never that.
Yeah.
It's always crying if I have worship with God.
Right.
Tears
for sure
on my face. Automatically, I can't even stop.
Can't even stop it. Yeah.
But I have a good moment with God.
Right.
And it happens every so often.
Right.
Because you understand what tears are. Tears are healing.
Right, exactly.
Whatever you're holding inside and comes out, that's what your healing base is.
Right.
It was made, why do you think we cry?
Right.
It was made for you to cry.
Right.
To let out the stuff. You cry when you're happy, you cry when you're sad.
Facts.
You gotta let it out.
Facts.
To hold it in will be just uncivilized.
Right.
You walk around with all this stuff on you.
And you start doing shit.
You start doing stupid shit. Just dumb stuff.
Beating people up or arguing and making a fool of yourself. Aggressive.
For what?
Yeah, because you held it in all the time.
Hold it in.
You gotta let it out.
You gotta let it go.
Can't be walking around with all them emotions.
Not at all.
And that's the problem. We gotta stop teaching our boys, especially our men, to hold shit in.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Because
exactly.
Even in a relationship with a woman, you got a man that holds stuff in, and next thing you know, he going upside her head.
And that's oops upside.
And then you don't realize it like
upside your head because it's oops.
Man, it's oops.
It's oops because when them popos come to the house, you going to jail.
Right.
Or you going to jail, nigga.
Right.
You going to jail.
You going to jail.
Women can do shit to us and you fine. And I've never put my hands on a woman. I can't even fan him. I was always told to walk away. I make jokes out of it.
Yeah.
But I always told my girls, I said, look, you get mad, don't hit the money maker.
Don't hit the face.
Don't fuck with this.
Right, don't hit the face.
Here,
right.
Cool.
Right, I can hide that.
And I'll let you go that in that sense because you're not going to really hurt me.
Right.
But I tell you, keep your hands to yourself because I'm going to keep my hands to myself.
Facts.
If you got any problems, nobody should put their hands on anybody.
Right.
And that's anything. I don't care what it is. Males, females, whatever. You shouldn't put your hands on. You be able to resolve stuff.
Right.
But where I come from, it's differences of life. You carry pieces, because you don't know how people are gonna act.
Right. Facts.
And me being a person that just loves and smiles and makes people happy, and they try to take it. The boy snoring like tired of the world. What do you think about? What you dream about?
Straight from work.
That boy tired.
You're tired. That's that graveyard shit.
Snoring, boy, you know.
That's that good sleep.
That's that good sleep.
I love snoring.
Oh,
let me know I'm getting it in.
You ain't even here. You somewhere else.
Somewhere else.
You gotta understand.
In Japan somewhere. On the island.
Look, you somewhere else. The problem is the people don't understand. Look, you gotta understand. You're a shell, right?
Yeah.
Spiritually, mentally, some people don't know how to do this because it's called meditation, especially through the stuff we talked about. I'm not gonna talk about it.
Facts.
Is your body could be here, but this is the laws of attraction. Some other stuff I'm teaching you.
Right.
Mentally, spiritually, you could be in Japan.
Right.
While you're sleeping, you could be somewhere else.
Right.
Your body's there, just like you see a Matrix.
That's a good analogy.
Your mind is so powerful, but we don't know how to use it because they never want to teach you that. The reason why they don't want to teach you that, because once you find it out, they're going to try to kill you. Because anytime you learn and you know so much stuff like that, they take you out of here.
Right.
Because the program is the program.
Right. That's powerful.
You can't go away from the program.
Oh.
Nipsey, you can't go away from the program. I can go through all of them. Martin Luther King, you can't go away from the program.
Marcus
don't go away from the program.
Pop.
Kenny. What's my Kennedy?
Yeah.
All of them.
Don't go off the program.
Don't go off the program.
And you're out of here.
Yeah, especially if you have a big influence.
Exactly. With people you can actually change their minds. Yeah, definitely.
Because it's a certain program and the government runs.
Right.
And you can't go outside of that.
Right.
You go outside of that, they're going to give you some calls. They give you all the calls you need.
Yeah, the warning calls. Like, man, you better cut that shit out.
Cut it out, nigga. Cut it out,
nigga.
And me, on the other hand, I know everything. I'm not going to talk because people don't see this and they know. I know everything.
Right.
I know things before it even happens. Like, Libras are like that. We like psychics.
Right.
But I'm a nigga that want to live. You call my phone and say, hey, stop. Okay, brother.
For sure.
Y'all want to have... Matter of fact, you can come to my house and have a drink.
Have a drink.
I'm done with the shit.
Right, you know what? I'll shut up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't trying to get shot.
Ain't that serious? I ain't Martin Luther King.
Right.
And down one day, one nation. Cause if you want me to stop right now, nigga, I will. Now I know my dreams have changed. I don't talk about the government no more. No more, nigga, no more. I'm done.
For real.
I'm done. You called Mark. I was worried. I was like, I'm sorry that I did it. I'm so sorry. I was wrong. Matter of fact, it was a nightmare. Not a dream.
We can go back to segregation.
In the allegation. In the just like Don King. That boy be rapping. He be rhyming. Demolition and immolation and calculation and tabulation and immolation and devilation and devilation. What the fuck did you just say that? Shut the fuck up.
I know that language. That's why I be getting everybody money, because he be speaking that bullshit.
He's so smart with it. He hypnotizes you.
He do.
He hypnotizes you while he talking.
Man.
Mike Tyson is the best thing that ever happened to the world nation, the nation, the United States of America. You be like, okay, what money? How much money you put in? Just 35.
Right. That's why I took off.
That's Corona right there. Hold on. Let me get that out of here. Sorry about that, y'all. Corona. They gonna have to clean this up. I just spit showers all over the goddamn table. All I need is a towel to clean up. Shit, I'm better than touch. Oh wait, man, my bad.
Oh shit.
My bad.
You good, bro.
But yeah, that's the main thing in life. We gotta. Once you recognize something, you gotta be careful.
Yeah.
On how you distribute it.
Right.
Because I'm not here to change anybody's program.
Right.
I'm just trying to live a good life, build my family up, legacy, and get on out of here. Because we're not here forever.
Right.
And it's the best thing about life is understanding what you're here for, your purpose.
Right.
Because we're gonna get out of here. Just like Betty White. Betty White was about to be 100 years old.
She's lived a full life.
And she's a beautiful person. Just amazing, as you could tell.
Yeah.
I wish I could have did some work with her, And actually, before she died, she was supposed to have a party. But the reason why she died is because she wasn't able to do her same routines. A lot of older people are dying because this virus is not. I don't want to go too far. This is a super spiritual virus.
Yeah.
It's got nothing to do with cold.
Right.
Anything else.
Right.
I put this mask on. I take away a sense. Smiling.
Right.
Just a smile.
It's just a smile. Your people can't see you smile.
I take away hugging.
Right. Touch.
Can't touch each other.
No affection.
You got older people at homes where everything was moving. This is how older people stay alive.
Right.
Because the family's around.
Right. They can
the
feel.
Noise.
Yeah.
The life is life.
There's life in the air.
Life is in the air.
Yeah.
I separate and put people apart from each other. Betty used to walk every day, miles. She run 1 mile a day. She stopped running her miles. And you're not able to live life in a joyful way because there's a dad spirit over the world right now because you're not living. You're not having the fun. Even they tell you can't come in here because you're not vaccinated.
Right.
You can't do this. You can't do this. And that's the way life is going right now. And people, if you don't have your mental health together, or you don't have a person that you're happy with. I'm a happy person, so I'm gonna find something to laugh at.
Right.
Find something to do.
Right.
But some people don't have that, and you gotta find it. You gotta find something in yourself to say, man, there's more life here. There's more something, because right now this is not living. This is far. This is not God's plan. It's the devil's plan.
Exactly.
And we just gotta keep praying.
We gotta keep praying to get through it, man. That's all. It's gonna pass. It's gonna pass.
Yes, sir.
So coming up as a comedian, have you ever been booed off stage?
Never been booed.
Have you ever had a rough time where you felt you had to win over the crowd? Explain how did you figure out crowd control, on how to control the crowd and how to win them over, and what to say, that art of that part?
Well, I'll tell you 3 different ones, especially as comedy. Comedy is the best thing because it teaches you a whole lot.
Mm-hmm.
You can be cocky.
Yeah.
As hell, think you dope. Right, when I first started doing it, I got on stage with K-Dub in Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
And I did okay. I wasn't great.
Solid.
I know I'm funny.
Right.
I wasn't even that solid. I was just doing shit, and I didn't know what to say. And people laughed, but it was like, okay, Pat. And I went from there, came to LA, started doing flappers. I killed at flappers. I went to Comedy Store, and I did one night, and it didn't go that well, but it was cool.
Yeah.
Then I did a small room, and nobody laughed. They was looking at me.
Damn.
And it was because I was doing the same set.
Right.
This is how you learn about comedy.
Right.
It's like, okay. And this is how you know you're a comedian when you go through those things. Cause you're solid. You a thug. You a gangster. And I know I got gangster in me. So I was like, I did that, and I learned from that situation and got on stage. Then I went somewhere else and killed, where comedians been doing stuff all day, and I killed.
Right.
I know I'm funny. I already know I'm funny. I'm not tripping.
Right. So
I leave and I get on stage for like, because you know, in LA, it's a lot of hate going on as far as the comedians. I can tell you
about that.
So that I stayed off the comedy thing for 10 months, just not
doing nothing.
I'm funny. Fuck these niggas.
Yeah.
I'm funny. I can beat this. This motherfuckers can't fuck with me. I get on stage and invite my whole family. Fuck up. Forgot my jokes. Don't know shit because I ain't been. You know, ain't no rhythm. Ain't
practicing,
no
right?
So I was hurt. I was like, pain. Fuck the pain. Took off for another 5 months. Got back on. Went in and did my thing. This is what I'm saying, how you learn about comedy.
Right.
You start understanding it better.
Yeah.
So like, I mean, this is easy. Now I could take 10 months off. I could take 2 years off and still get back on stage because I know how to do this thing.
Right.
It's no problem. It's just be me.
Right. Just be you.
I was trying to do stuff, tell jokes and stuff, and it was funny, but I'm me.
Right.
I'm funny. I'm just who I am.
Right.
I don't have to do that. I come on stage and just talk.
Right.
And I did that, and when I got back on stage, I got better. I went to Comedy Union. I messed up there. I did the Martin Luther King, and these older people in there, they didn't take that very well.
Yeah.
And I didn't know how to flip it at that time.
Right.
And that was a thing. And then I got back on stage, and I killed at that place. This is how it's like the movie shit. The owner of the club came outside to me and said to me, he's like, man, I like you, man.
Damn.
Come back. This is movie shit. Because people know when you funny and when you not funny. It don't matter what you did up there.
Right.
They know you got it in you.
Right.
I knew I had it in me, but for him to say that, I was like, came back, killed. Just been killing ever since.
Damn.
Now you understand if your joke is not going right. You know what to talk about.
Right. You know how to get off that and get on to something else.
Because you know your crowd.
Right.
You know crowds.
Right.
There's certain crowds that you, and I'm an energetic guy.
Right.
So I've never been. You can't boo me. I'm not. You just can't do that.
You ever have a heckler like where you had to get into it and roast them, and it was friendly.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When you roasted somebody in the crowd, is that fun to roast somebody in the crowd?
That's fun. That's real fun. That's a lot of fun. Because now it's like they testing your ability.
Yeah. Exactly.
To change the show.
Exactly.
And I'm gonna change the show.
Right.
The show's
so you go ahead and go with it.
Yeah, we're not talking about nothing else. Where you from, man? Your show's on you now. Oh, matter where I'm from. See, I knew you was a retarded nigga because you can't even answer the goddamn question. Like, you retarded. I knew you was on that small yellow bus. Goddamn it. Come on, we got one more. This nigga, no, I'm not supposed to be here. Bring your ass on, Tommy. Ain't that your name, Tommy? It's like you just, you get those type of people that just come because they think they're funny.
Right.
A lot of people think they're funny.
Yes, everybody think they're funny.
And stand-up comedy is different.
It's way different.
It's fun to me, but you have to really be funny. You have to know what you're doing. You got to know what people are. It's structure involved, and that's where it happened when I say when you first stand on the stage.
Right.
It's funny. You funny.
Right.
But it's your structure. You got to learn structure, and you got to understand where you come from. What jokes ties into this one.
Right.
I used to just do jokes and didn't have anything that was happening in my real life.
Right.
And I'm still learning that too.
Right.
How can this affect me? What story? Oh, this happened to me today. And then let me talk about it.
Right.
Just like another incident. Just happened to me. I'm loving, man, and I had a setback, man. I went into a place and they wanted me to have a vaccination. So I don't even know why I'm mad. Like I don't even know why I'm mad. Just fucked up. I go into the place and I said, I tell this joke now because it's funny. Like I was going there and I'm like the dude, security dude. He's like, hey, let me get your vaccination card. And I just pulled up vaccination, but I just showed the back of it to the vaccination card. He's like, this is just the back. I said, well, yeah, but you can let me in on that, huh? He's like, no. So he's like, it is the way it's told. He had my license,
right? And
I tried to grab my license from him. I don't know why I'm mad at the nigga. He pulls back. Give me my shit, man. What's wrong with you, man? And then he was a white dude. I said, man, I ain't going nowhere. I said, what you gonna do, nigga? And I was like, what the hell wrong with me? So the big guy's outside. He's the big dude. He said, and this is funny because he was like, well, I'm just gonna go on outside and tell them.
You looking at him like...
He's like, well, okay, well, you did that quick. You talking about this, I ain't got no problem with you. I'm going to go on to get the real people. Quick. Said, this nigga go on to get him. So they bring him, dude come inside, he big, swole. Yeah, I ain't scared of nothing.
Right, of course.
I'm born and raised in the hood. I don't care nothing about that stuff.
Right.
So I look at him straight in his eye, but he cool when he coming at me. He said, look, man, you don't got your vaccination. You did not help you. And that's when the stuff started really hitting.
Right.
And he was like, come on outside and talk to me. I said, nope, I don't want to.
Right.
Talk right here.
Talk right here.
He's like, no, just come on outside. I said, look, sir. I said, no. Like a little kid. I want to stay here and talk to you. I don't understand what's going on. So I get outside, they tell me we have a good conversation. I was like, man, y'all be easy, man. But the conversation, and to me, I was out of character. That's not me.
Right.
I usually make a joke or something and go,
right.
But things happen throughout the day, or things happen where you control, and that's how you got to know about yourself. Like,
right.
Even if I seen him today, I would apologize and say, my man, that was me, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
And that's being a man and understanding that you come short sometimes in life.
Facts.
My pure character is love and happiness and joy.
Right.
Even my manager, who I told her, she was like, I had to do something else or a show right after that. She was like, forget about that, do that. Like, and she was like, I'm mad at you too, whatever.
I'm mad at you too.
But we was loving. It was jokes.
Right.
And I really didn't curse him out or nothing. I just don't react towards what other people are doing. I never react to it. And at that point, I was looking like, you know what I'm saying? So, but those are things that, going back to comedy, you take everything that happens to you, good, bad, ugly, everything, and you convert it into a joke to make it funny for other people because they probably been through the same shit.
Facts.
So that's what comedy is. And I could tell jokes all day. I could talk about my family life growing up, getting my ass beat. Everybody knows about that.
Yeah.
Going to church, everybody knows about that.
Yeah.
It's things that people are familiar with.
Right. Did they ever get offended? Like your family members, you talk about a certain story, or if you say something that
I would never put their name if it's something really serious.
But they think if they hear it and be like, that motherfucker talking like me, talking about me.
Well, they might, but they don't say nothing. Like my parents did. They came to one of my church joints and I kept it real clean. I was talking about how they beat me. My dad used to dance like he used to. I said, I do all the action and stuff. I said, my dad didn't got shit. I said, he got to the point where he started dancing. I looked up at him like, it looked like you having too much fun, brother. What's going on?
Dancing on my ass.
I said, yeah, you getting your workout over with? Right. Like, this is
happy. Smiling and shit. Yeah. Ain't you mad?
Right. And my mom used to chop us. Like,
chop us.
Yeah.
Like a karate chop.
Bow, you so you stuck and shit.
Damn.
Like, and I said, this is how I ended the joke. I said, if my parents was living in this time and they was doing the same shit that they was doing back then, I said, I'd just be getting them out of jail.
Right now.
I'd come up to the jail cell. I'd be like, I say, yeah, I'm here to get the dancing machine. Dancing machine of Bruce Lee, they here?
Yeah, they over here. They about 78 now. They locked up for 50 years. You had lost them as a kid.
Man, they beat my ass. We got ass whooping.
Ass whoopings. That's the
difference. Over anything.
Over everything.
My dad would look at me, and this is what I hate over the kids today because they should have some of the same things.
Yes.
We could be out in the grocery store, public, and playing around, grabbing stuff. He already told us he wasn't going to get us nothing.
Right.
When we came in
they don't want you touching nothing.
Nothing. You go in there and you touch that, my pops look at you just like that. He give you one look. And my dad looks was like, oh, deadly. Shit.
Death stare.
No, don't play.
Right. So,
that right there is the respect and the discipline that a lot of these kids don't have today.
Right.
Because they having kids at an early age and they don't know who they are, too. And some of them do have kids and they know who they are.
Right.
It doesn't matter. But when you don't have direction and instruction, you're going to be
all over the place. Right.
And that's what we have right now. That's why we don't have respect. Like, even in the Crips and Bloods, that don't make sense to me. Never. Ever. Even when I was a child, never enjoyed it. I always had hands. I used to slap box with some of the homies. And I used to put it on them because they didn't have hands like me.
Right.
And, I just had a groove from God. I lived through God. I don't live through no other dude.
Man.
No other niggas. What? I don't need nobody. I rode down the street by myself.
Bro.
I walked down the street because God is with me and my angels is with me.
Right.
But the thing about what they made, they turned against each other and killed each other. And there's a lot of, I don't want to go too deep again, there's rappers that put a lot of people in jail and in the grave.
Right.
From what they've been rapping.
Right.
And I ain't gonna say no names because some of these dudes are my friends.
Right. But we know who they are.
But they put a lot of people in graves.
Yeah.
And because the influence is bigger than anything.
Right. Which we don't want to admit.
Yeah.
We don't want to admit that.
At all. It's on the record.
For sure.
I'm listening to it every day.
Right. And if I'm idolizing you.
Yeah.
What you think I'm
a killer.
I'm a killer. You say you're a killer. Right. I'm that too. I'm about to be that. I'm about to go do that. I'm about to prove that I am that.
Do you know what that means?
Right.
Do you know what this means? Do you know? You don't know none of that.
Right.
And you out here because it look good.
Yeah. Somebody catch you doing that shit.
Come on, man. That's not a life. That's not a life you want to play with.
It's lights out.
Because there's some real shit involved in that. And some real type of. You got to be careful. Like I said, I don't understand it because we all should have been together.
Right.
What are you killing for? That's not your block.
Right.
You got red on, I got blue. Okay, nigga, I like different colors.
Right.
What if I had yellow on? You ain't gonna shoot me now? I'm joking, niggas. Don't fuck with me. I'm joking. Don't mess with me. I want y'all niggas coming up to me on the street. Right. What you say? Nigga, I'm just a comedian.
Right. Nobody just bullshit.
But that's real though. I'm just saying. But comedy is fun. I love it, man. I have no problems with it.
Right. See, and you're able to with comedians, you're able to pretty much say what other people can't say. You know what I'm saying? Because you're on stage and it's comedy. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of stuff, a lot of people that care about their image, they can't say certain stuff. But if you get on stage and you say that shit in a joke, you can say whatever the fuck you want to say.
Man.
You know what I'm saying?
Even like most people don't understand, bombing is the best thing for a comedian. That's the best thing in the world.
It's the best thing. Wow.
Not when you're on TV or other places where you have to put your best stuff on there.
Right.
But when you're on, that's the best thing because you learn so much to the bomb.
Damn, that's crazy.
And you got to be willing to bomb.
Yeah,
you got to go there to bomb.
Most
you